Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to build a user roles and permissions or privileges report using Power Automate for Dynamics 365 CRM or Dataverse. So when running CRM environment in Dynamics 365, we require from time to time to review current users, their roles and permissions, or how they call privileges in Dataverse. So the solution that I use is Power Automate Flow, where we get the list of users first. Yeah, so we connect to Dataverse environment. And then I select full name, domain name, which is a username, Azure Active Directory object ID, system user ID, and I filter rows where the first name is not equal to hash, because very often application users or other service accounts have first name as hash. Then I loop through the users that I receive and I call retrieve AAD user roles. This is a standard CRM function, and it returns all the user roles, whether assigned directly or indirectly via team membership, for the particular user. In this case, because at the previous step I retrieved the Azure AD object ID, and that's where I pass it to this call. So for every user, I will call HTTPS method, and we'll get the roles for current user. After I receive it, sometimes the value can be empty or null, so I do these checks here. Value meaning the body of the response, whether it contains the value. The value in this case is an array of records. So I check if length of the value equals to 0, and if it's not null, and then what I do, I just loop through the rows. So in the beginning, I initialized a variable, which is an array of objects, and on every run of the loop, I append this value here. So the user full name, email, which is a username, and the role that I received as a response from the Web API method call. So in the end, what we're going to receive, I'm doing a union here, so I get the distinct values, not all values, just distinct. And in the end, I will have a JSON array, which I then can analyze. Then when I get unique roles, I loop through all of them, and I call a special function called retrieve role privileges role, and then as a parameter I pass the role ID, and I call that method to get the privileges. I don't need all of the attributes that are returned by that method, so I only select role name, privilege name, and depth. Depth will be basic or global, depending on the privilege that assigned to the role. So what we get as a result, two files. One is the roles per user. So basically we have the list of users and associated roles with that user. And so that's the JSON file, and also the privileges per role. So for example, we've got the role name and then every privilege that we got from the system. And what I'm going to do next is enter this JSON data into Excel for further analysis and reporting to the business. So in Excel, I just get data, then I specify JSON, and I provide whatever I've got, let's say user roles. I'm getting the screen where I will modify the records. So it will be presented as a table. Here we can expand the record, and I untick this one, use original column as prefix. So my column names will be exactly as per JSON attributes. There you go. Close and load. There you go. So we've got the report, which is now in Excel format, and we can work with this data further. That's all for today. Stay tuned for more interesting videos and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.